Hello and welcome to JTV Instagram Live Short. I'm your host, Janette Burke. Today we're talking walking and wellness with our guest, Beth Thomas. Welcome, Beth, to Janette's TV Instagram Live Short. And my first question to you is, how important is wellness, and how do we use walking to get well?
Yes. Well, first of all, let me say it's great to be with you and great to be able to share this with people. I believe that health and good health is the foundation. So you've got relationships, you've got business, you've got finances, you've got all these other things. But if you don't have good health, you don't have a chance. Everything depends on you being healthy. You're not going to miss work. You're not going to feel bad. You're going to have lots of energy. So the whole point is that I've lived for 81 years. And I kick ass now because I know that walking every day or some form of motion, whatever floats your boat, is what is the foundation that tells our brain, hey, Beth, hey, somebody, you're worth having good health and having healthy habits. So I've been walking, and I say my message is medicine, motion over medicine. And now everybody's talking about that. We're dealing with having the symptoms covered up with medications. I want us to go back to solving the problems and the causes. And we can do that for ourselves, advocating for ourselves. That's what I want to do.
Okay, so let's go back a little bit because you've said a lot now. So I want to break this down a little bit. How did you yourself get into walking, and why did you choose walking over other sports?
Yeah. So what happened to me was I had a long history throughout my life of a bad back, as many people do in the United States and everywhere. And I was trying to figure out what to do. And I finally found a young doctor in New York City. And he asked me if I'd tried all these different things. Had I tried chiropractor? Had I gone to a physical therapist? All these different things. And I said, no, 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 no. He said the most important words I've ever heard and want to share them. Beth, listen to your body and do what it tells you to do next. And that's what I started doing. I started knowing that I had some power, that I knew my body could heal itself if it was given the right environment. So I started physical therapy. I tried acupuncture. I tried all those things. But the one thing that worked for me was just walking, and walking originally in a pool, not on the water, but in the water. So you could march, walk, jump in the water, and it didn't affect any of your joints or your body. And by moving our bodies, we were meant to move. We were not meant to be couch potatoes.
So you started slowly then? You started slowly walking in the pool, and then you worked your way up to walking. How much walking do you do a day? How much in distance?
Now what I do, and I want people to know that it starts with a single walk, but now what I do after a long time is 5 miles a day, usually 3 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. And the thing about walking is it not only is good for your body and all of your cell regeneration and all the organs in your body, but it clears your mind. It opens you to creativity. If I have a meeting or something and I'm going to talk someplace in the morning, going outside in nature, in the sunshine, and moving and being free, I come up with the most amazing ideas. So it's marvelous for our creative processes also. There's nothing bad that can come from it.
So, but what happens if you're living not in a sunshine place for 6 months of the year? There's many of us that have winter. And yes, there is winter walking, and people do it, and they use Nordic poles to help sustain themselves to not fall over. What advice do you have for people who are living in climates that are, winter and still want to walk? How can we go about walking?
That's a great question. And remember that walking is just one form of motion. So they can choose anything they want to do. If they have a local place that has equipment, they can do it on a treadmill. They can walk around their house. I walked the other day on an airplane that was changing. I didn't have to change, but my plane stopped and then it went on. And while we were there in the airport, I walked up and down the aisle as they were cleaning the airplane, having the best time, high-fiving the people that were working on the plane. You can find somewhere to walk or do something. I don't care if you want to play pickleball indoors. I don't care whatever you want to do. The point is just get moving. We were not meant to sit
But you do have a business called Walk to Wellness, and the emphasis on walking. So I understand that other movements, are acceptable, but we're going to focus on walking because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So you started slow, you worked your way up. How long did it take you to go from walking in the pool to 5 miles a day or 6 miles a
Well,
day? How long?
yeah, walking in the pool was years and years ago. So I've been walking and doing things like that ever since. So now I just have a regiment where I do it every day because I have an expression that a little bit of something every day over time creates miracles. It's not like you take a walk and a week later or 2 weeks later, you take another walk. It has to be consistent. So I have an expression, get up and get out every day.
Right. But okay, so specifically, how long did it take you to work yourself up from walking in a pool to going on, these long walks? How many years or how many months did it actually take you to
Well,
work
like I
up that?
said, that when I did the pool was maybe 30 years ago when I first moved to
Oh, I
Arizona.
see. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. But I want people to get going now and not take 30 years because it doesn't take that long to build it up if you do it. Even if you start with a 10-minute walk tomorrow morning, and then the next day do a 10-minute walk, and the next day a 12 or 15-minute walk, you build it up and it can come very quickly. But that's person's choice. They can decide how long they want to take or how fast they want to do it. But it's every day that counts to do it every day. It's like a
And
healthy
and
habit. You brush your teeth every day. I want people to walk or move every day.
right. So if someone's like the difference between a casual walker and maybe a walker who's, training to be more competitive in it or even go up to running, what are some of the differences there and how would you advocate, to go to change gears if you were really interested in becoming competitive with it?
Well, that's a great question because when I was 70, I heard about a triathlon. So I was so inspired. I signed up for one, the Huntsman Senior Games, which was about 9 months from that time I signed up. And I trained for that. I did a little bit of walking or running every day. And the next day I might do some swimming. And the next day I'd do some biking. So it took me about 9 months to do my first triathlon, which is biking, running, and swimming. But I bike and walk and swim. I don't run much anymore. I walk. But I've done 24 over the last decade, 24 different triathlons, and it's fun. It's easy. I train by just doing something every day. So I want people to know they're worth it. And whatever they choose, they need to make their own decision. They need to make their own plan. They need to make their own goals. And if they start to look at why they would do it, what would the difference be if they're now 50 and they want to be 70 and enjoy their grandchildren or go to their grandchildren's weddings or whatever? What's the why that they would start walking? That's what's important. What's the difference for them that it would make in their life? That's what I want them to look at. And that's what's going to have them get in action and make a plan.
Right. But some people will do it just because walking is good exercise and it's something they can do and they enjoy it. And other people will maybe start there and go to the triathlon state or the competitive state that you did. I guess it really depends on how much they enjoy it. Now, let's talk about some of the other benefits of walking. So, there's the actual physical benefit. It can help you lose weight. It can keep you toned up. And you were saying there's a psychological component to it as well. Let's talk a little bit more about that so we can hear the realm of benefits that walking provides.
Yeah, it really does everything, body, mind, and soul. It's good for depression. People have physically now proven, scientists have proven, medical people have proven that walking and motion creates endorphins and it has your mind, it makes people less depressed. So I'm saying take medication or go out for a walk and you'll get marvelous results with no side effects by being outside and walking. But it gets every part of your body going. It gets your heart rate up. It gets your more water. You want to drink more water. You sleep better. My goodness, I sleep so much better when I've had some nice exercise each day. So
And
it's
what happens if you have like ailments, like perhaps, dislocated back or dislocated disc in your back or something like that, or you get pain, let's say sometimes if you walk too much, or sometimes you get swelling. Some people get swelling if they walk too much. What do you suggest for that? Like how to combat the walking to
That's
help with ailments?
important. That's an important thing to say, that if someone has any conditions like that or any questions that they should be doing this, they definitely need to talk to their doctor first and get permission from them and have them know what they're doing, so they don't just go off and do it. But my reason why I couldn't walk was I had herniated discs. I had physically herniated discs, and I found out that I could still move. I was bedridden. I couldn't go to the kitchen for food. And I finally realized when I talked to this doctor that actually motion was going to help me get better by moving my body very gently in the beginning. So don't do the walk. Maybe just start by lifting some very light weights and do them on your legs. Lie on the bed or the floor and use some leg lifts, or just start your body moving and feel how it is, and that your body can move. The most important thing is that we can heal, that our bodies were meant to heal, not to eat all this crap that we're eating, excuse me. And that's not food. We need fuel in our bodies, not junk food. So I think whatever you do, it's going to improve, as I said, your body, your mind, your spirit, everything is going to be accelerated and elevated.
Okay, so if we want to know more about Walking to Wellness, which is the company you've created, tell us a little bit more about the company and what you do in the company, and how people could, work with you to learn how to walk or become more healthy.
Yeah. So walk to wellness is a phrase. And I have another one, which is, of course, the motion over medicine. But what I love to do with people is to really find out where they are and find out what's so with them right there. So they can reach me on Calendly if they have a Calendly account. It's simply /Beth Thomas Health. And I am an advocate for people taking on their wellness. And so I would love to talk to them, find out where they are, share what I've done, and have them see that I'm not special. I have a chronic illness like so many people do. I have all sorts of things going on with me. It's not something that's going to stop me. It's going to be a reason that I can overcome, so I can go and visit with my grandkids, so that we can go on hiking trips together. So I would love to talk to people. So get on their Calendly account and just do Beth Thomas Health, and let's have a conversation about what's possible.
Okay, so let's just say though, you do coaching with these people. Like, what are the
Yeah.
services?
So it's not so much coaching. What I call it is that I enlighten them, I encourage them, and I enforce them. In other words, you need those three components. You need to have the idea that you're going to do it. You need to have the encouragement and the plan that you can do it. And then you need to be kept on track. That's what I'm great at. If someone has a commitment, my biggest commitment is that theirs comes true.
And so other than that, you do some speaking as well around the health and wellness topic, and you're located in Arizona, but the internet makes it possible for you to talk to anyone anywhere. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yeah. And I do TEDx talks. I'm doing that, and I love to speak to groups. And even though I discovered at 70 why I'm such a fan of doing this, is that at 70, I was the only one in my age group most of the time from then on who was doing these triathlons. And I want people to know, when they're in their 40s and their 50s, and even my granddaughter, who's 21, she says, Grandma Beth, I want to be just like you. And I say, you will be, because you're moving now. So any age, whether you're 30 or 60, 80, I want people to start moving. Get your body moving. We were meant to move.
Okay, well, that's a great way to close out the interview, a great message. I want to have you say it one more time, the calendar link that people can reach you at. Please say it, and then we'll include it also in the show notes below. Go ahead, say it.
Wonderful. So it's just my name, Beth Thomas Health. So /Beth Thomas Health. And sign up. We can just start with a quick call. And if you'd like to continue, we can do more. If we want to work together in the future, great. But I just want people to get started. The hardest part is starting, because then I say, begin. The rest is easy.
Okay, well, that's a great way to close out. So I want to thank you so much for coming on today to Janette's TV, JTV, Instagram Live Short, sharing this really powerful message. I want to thank my audience for joining in today. And And I want to remind you that you can catch us every Wednesday on Instagram. The link is below. Every week is a different book author, speaker, coach, consultant, or small business owner with some kind of impactful information on a lifestyle issue that will help you lead a better life. So please do check us out. And this is Janette Burke, your host, signing off.